Ahoy class, welcome to Digital Photography. I am your instructor, Carol Record. If you look under Getting Started, you can find about your instructor thing where you can find a little bit more information about me and my education and professional stuff and all that kind of stuff right now. But for the moment, I just wanted to make a video to say hello. I am currently on the road traveling. I have been in Florida for about a month. I travel a lot. Usually I reside in either Alabama or Ohio, but I've got like a few weeks left down here. And so I'll probably try and like post some videos and stuff from down here because of course, documenting your travels is one of the, most common things that people do with their photos. Documenting your travels, taking pictures of your family and your friends, taking pictures of your food, just anything. But you can do so much more with photography. You can use it for creative expression and art, documentation, visual note taking, so many more things. And I use it for all of those. I also do a lot of video, and I've been working on a project this year called Dance Across America. I make dance videos for TikTok, and so I've been danced around doing that because this coming year I'm going to start teaching people how to do a unique form of dance that I've been working on developing the last 3 years. Well, I just wanted to get this started immediately with just a little note about light. So photography it means drawing with light. It's all about light. It's all about the lighting. So I want you to look at this video real quick. So I'm in the shade right now. So let's see. Here's one of the things I want you to start doing right away. Whenever you take a picture, specifically a selfie, just because that's where how you can see stuff. I want you, when you lift the camera, to kind of like rotate in a full circle and look at how the lighting changes on your face. See how, okay, so right here, it's getting like, this is really kind of muddy, because I'm in shadow. Okay, so notice, you don't have to fully understand how the light works yet. We'll be covering it. So this is still not great, not great, not great. Okay, all right, starting to get a little bit better. See, we're starting to get some shadows over here and some light over here, starting to get some interest. Right now, I'm facing the sun, but there's a plant between me and it. And then here, okay, so like this, I'd say this area right here is okay, and this, no. Okay, so now I'm going to step into the sun. So the sun is basically a giant spotlight, and depending on the time of day, whether there's clouds and all that kind of stuff, its effects on your photos are going to be different. If you're taking pictures outside, the ideal condition is, basically like sunset, or a cloudy day, or sunrise can be good. It's about probably 9 o'clock in the morning here in Florida right now. Okay, so once again, let's rotate now that we're out in the sun. You can see just how bright we are. Now also I want you to pay attention to this. Look, the sun's in the thing, it's blowing this out. But if I block the sun, I do get this kind of really cool, see how I'm getting this backlit effect with my hair. It's kind of halo because that light's coming through. So that can be fun. Then my face is still really in shadow. Okay, so going around. See how that light's starting to hit? So the harsh sunlight, like it's a bit harsh, so I prefer the shade. But if I was going to take a picture, I think the best lighting condition is probably about this right here. So there's your first little lesson on light. And the first thing I want you to pay attention to is basically, I want you to start seeing light. Stop taking it for granted. Start seeing it. There's all these different qualities to it that we'll be covering later in this class, such as it can have a different color, different intensity, other things that have evaporated from my brain right now. But it's all about seeing light. And sometimes I will go out and take pictures. I'll just look for beautiful light. If the light isn't beautiful, I mean, if you want to take the picture, still take the picture. But if you're trying to take a good picture, it's all about the lighting. And you can always add lighting with artificial lights and stuff like that. But if you learn how to identify beautiful lighting, and if you learn what situations are the best, your photos will immediately transform. And then also having enough light to get a good picture. If you've ever taken a picture in a dark or shaded environment and it came out really pixelated or ugly looking, it's because there's not enough light and the camera's having to guess, that sort of thing. The more light, there needs to be a certain amount of light for it to be clear, for it to be able to focus on the details and stuff, and we'll learn more about that in this class. So this is your first week You need to basically like look at the entire class interface, review. There's a couple of content sections for you to review. I think there's 3. Getting started, there's something above it, resources, and unit 1. There are 6 units in this class, and I will unlock each of those units basically like the Friday before they start. So for the most part, like each unit aligns with a week, but we have 6.5 weeks. Or maybe the unit 6 is spread over a longer period, but the first 5 units are basically each week. So that's kind of how this class goes. And then just one more thing, because this is always one of those things. Okay, so I am very flexible when it comes to late work, as long as you communicate with me up front, or you communicate with me as soon as you can about, whatever family emergency or military obligation it is. So just know that, like the late work policy of this class is if you submit late work, you can submit late work up to 2 weeks without instructor approval, and it'll be a 10% deduction. Or if you communicate with me before or immediately afterwards, I'll grant you an extension and I won't deduct anything. So I just want you to remember that. I always want you to turn in your work. I want you to succeed. I know that life happens. Life has really been happening for me the last couple of months. I just finished a summer class where it seemed like everyone was having an emergency, but we made it. And so hopefully this session will go much more smoothly. But I'm super cool with that kind of stuff. It's all about communication, because essentially if you communicate with me, then that tells me that you care about the class. If you don't communicate with me, then I just assume that you don't care about the class and you're not willing to try and stuff. So don't be afraid to reach out and communicate. You can reach out to me via email. There are also a couple of class discussion boards. I would encourage y'all to be social in those. I'll probably start putting some prompts in there to try and get y'all to talk to each other a little bit more and stuff over the course of the semester. But for the time being, go review everything and then go introduce yourself in the introductions discussion board. And if you run into any issues, whether it's a technical issue with the website, or like an assignment sounds confusing, or there's there's something somewhere that doesn't make sense, please reach out and let me know. This class, I've edited this class many times, and I keep trying to comb through and to clarify things and stuff like that, but if you'd let me know, that would be great. So all right, I hope you're all well, and I look forward to getting to know you and to guiding you into learning more about photography, how to take better pictures, understand light, and so much more.